Next week at this time, there won't be any baseball, but until then, the teams are finishing up their final games before the All-Star break and are looking to put their mark on the first half of the season. Some of the teams have already done that. Those are our usual qualifiers that hold on to the top spots in our poll. In fact, every team in this week's poll is the same as last week. There's just a slightly different order throughout the ranking. So with that, here's our most recent MLB Power Rankings brought to you by Macomb Sport West. With our usual qualifiers, tonight's games are not factored in. Falling to number 10, the Indians. Cleveland drops because of their recent 4-game losing streak heading into today's game, but the Indians are still in our rankings because of their dominant lock on the AL Central, leading by 8.5 games. At 9, another team falling this week, the Braves. Atlanta drops after losses in their previous 2 series against the Yankees and the Brewers. They have now lost 6 of their last 7 and slipped to second in their division. After closing out their series with Toronto today, the Braves will look to bounce back in their final series before the All-Star break against the Diamondbacks. Which brings us to 8, Arizona. The Diamondbacks have gotten some momentum back after a brief tough stretch that dropped them behind the Dodgers, but after 3 wins in their last 4 games, they've regained the division lead by 1.5 games entering today. At 7, Philadelphia. The Phillies now leaders in the NL East after winning 8 of their last 10 games entering today. And the Phillies have done this in the midst of a long road stretch, which continues with 5 more before the All-Star break. Coming in at number 6, the Cubs. Chicago bounced back with a shutout win last night over the Giants and are now only 1.5 games behind the Brewers in the NL Central. On Friday, they'll look to close out the first half of the season in a 3-game set against San Diego. Into our top 5, Milwaukee. Last week, the Brewers took 3 of 4 from Atlanta and have won 7 of their last 10. Milwaukee has the most wins in the National League with 55 and sits 1.5 games above the Cubs to lead their division. At 4, Seattle. The Mariners remain in the 4th spot in our power rankings, but after losses in 3 of their previous 4 games, they have dropped 4 games behind the Astros in the AL West. Right now, they are in the midst of Game 2 against the Angels before heading to Colorado to take on the Rockies over the weekend. Coming in at number 3, the Yankees. New York drops to 3 after 2 losses to the team with the worst record in baseball, the Orioles. Outside of that, the Yankees have still been very good with recent series wins against the Braves, Red Sox, and the Phillies. At number 2, the Astros. Houston keeps finding ways to win, including last night's wild walk-off win in the 11th inning. The Astros have now won 7 of their last 8 and have opened up some space between them and the Mariners in their division. And moving to number 1 with the most wins in baseball, Boston. Since the tough loss to the Yankees, the Red Sox have jumped to a new level with wins in their previous 8 games. After wrapping up the series today against the Rangers, Boston will host 4 more to close out the first half of the season. And those are our Sports2Nite MLB Power Rankings.
Tonight's MLB Power Rankings are brought to you